Brad-Meltzer, who's doing Masonic hand signs on the cover of USA Today, talking about he's in the inner circle. And his new book is inspired and was helped along by George H.W. Bush, the Illuminati chieftain of Skull and Bones, CIA, and Bohemian-Grove. And then in Elliot in the Morning, he's got the clip up on his Facebook, on Mark Dice's Facebook. He's got the clip up there of him on there saying, yeah, you ought to see the crazies I interviewed for this show. So they're like, we're looking into the truth. We're going to find out if it's real. But then here he is, the creator of it, he knows the markets quote there. You know, he's going to see if there's an Illuminati. Oh, but then he's going doing interviews calling us crazies. I mean, this is just classic. And the media will promote it and try to put their seal on the conspiracy culture. I got news for him. It ain't going to work, is it, Mark Dice?
No, it's they're getting really desperate. It's getting very obvious. But what's so funny, another few points in this show, there was a guy named Stephen Bullock who appeared in one of the previous History Channel shows about the Freemasons, talking about how great it is. So he's in this one, and they see him, they find him, and they say, you know, Dr. Bullock, is there any secret symbols in the Statue of Liberty? So he says no. And this guy's been looking into Freemasonry, supposedly been searching for the Illuminati his whole life, as the show says. But he doesn't see any secret message in the statue at all. And then he says, oh, well, I just don't believe that the Illuminati exists or there's any inner circle or anything like that. Let me, because I'm a big guy in sourcing. I don't like to just make statements. I like to go to the source. I like proof. I like evidence. So here's Manly P. Hall, one of Freemason's most prolific philosophers, and identified so by the Scottish Rite Journal, the official magazine of Freemasonry, identifies this guy as one of the head Freemasonic scholars. And he says that Freemasonry is a fraternity within a fraternity, an outer organization concealing an inner brotherhood of elect, a visible society of splendid camaraderie of free and accepted men, enjoined to devote themselves to ethical, educational, fraternal, and patriotic humanitarian concerns. The invisible society is a secret and more august fraternity whose members are dedicated to the service of a mysterious arcanum arcanorum, which means secret of secrets. So there, Manly P. Hall just said that there is an inner circle of Freemasonry. He is identified as one of the greatest philosophers of Freemasonry, and there he says it, but yet they'll deny it to you. Here, Manly P. Hall, rather Albert Pike, another prolific Freemasonic author of Morals and Dogma, wrote, and again, nobody reads these books except high-level Freemasons, says, quote, Masons, like all religions, so he says it's a religion, and the mysteries, hermeticism, and alchemy conceals its secrets from all except the adepts, the sages, or the elect, and uses false explanations and misinterpretations of its symbols to mislead those who deserve to be misled, to conceal the truth, which it, the Mason, calls light, from them, and to draw them away from it. So here you have the Freemasons' own books, which I have.
This is not bringing light into the world. This is hiding light.
They want to keep the light for themselves, and then they want to lie to us and say that there's no light.
And that's the fun for Patty Melt and George W. Bush, is they get to make a big joke out of everything as they do Masonic signs right in front of us, all part of the lesser magic, rubbing it in the little slaves.
That's right, because the inner circle is a continuation of George Washington's spy ring, and they're good, Alex, and they go to the Bohemian Grove, and you shouldn't bother them. That's their private resort. They need to go there and blow off some steam. So you just got the wrong idea about this whole thing, man.
Well, when I wanted to talk about the homosexual orgies going on there that even Vanity Fair admits, they did not want to talk about it. Or when I talk about Nixon saying what went on there, they did not want to discuss what our Christian conservative leaders are doing. But I'm glad that, I hope that Mr. Meltzer will come on the show. We've invited him, and I didn't know all of this about him until just the last few days. And wow, what an adventure.